Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, AEW Dynamite Recap Edition. We're your hosts, Kyle Tyson and Kevin Finger Bang Crazy.
Kevin Finger Bang Crazy.
Oh, no.
My name got really long and weird.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm into it.
At least your nameplate's right.
It's true.
You
I'm
know?
not KD or RN this week.
I got.
I mean,
RNs
I love
fixed.
those guys. Don't get me wrong.
I got RNs fixed. Katie's was never wrong. Oh, you meant how like I had Katie's nameplate up earlier. Never mind.
Yeah, I was just giving you shit for that.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, it's my bad. Thank you guys for joining us. We're a wrestling recap show. You can catch us live on twitch.tv/putting you over Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, covering Raw. Normally we'll cover NXT and AEW both on Wednesday evening. However, NXT got delayed because Katie forgot to pay her electric bill.
Yeah,
and her power shut off. And so
she's always as Bray Wyatt said, witches be wildin', so
she's watching this stream via candlelight.
she rubbed two sticks together,
Yeah.
got a little fire going.
She's robbing her neighbor's free Wi-Fi is what it is. And then of course Friday we cover SmackDown. We'll also cover our pay-per-views on here as well. If you ever miss a live stream, head on over to youtube.com/SmackDraw podcast. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. We've got a bunch of followers over there. I'm so happy our subscriptions have exceeded Kevin's 230.
Yeah, we got out of the dentist office. Now we're on to the next one.
Yeah, we got.
I'll figure something else out.
You'll figure it out, man. But thank you for all of our subscribers, man. You guys are awesome. And while you're at it, while you're subbing to stuff, go subscribe to WrestlingNewsWorld.com, man. There's a bunch of talented guys on that Wrestling News website, and they're super cool. They let us be the official podcast recap show on their website, and we're stoked for that. It's awesome.
They devils let us be.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. In the chat, they said they're mad because I'm making fun of Katie, but Matt Ritter is speaking the obvious. He's like, turnaround is fair play because she buried the crap out of me. You guys were insulting the hell out of me.
Oh, we do. We roasted you pretty bad.
And I had to turn the volume down, dude. My feelings were getting hurt. I had to put that junk on mute and just silently.
Were you sobbing?
Support you guys.
Did we make you cry?
No.
Well, then we didn't fucking do good enough. We'll try harder next time.
You can try harder. It's okay.
I'm just kidding, man.
Oh man. We're here to talk AEW Dynamite. Kev, what'd you think of the show, man?
It was really dope. The QT Marshall match there with what's his name? Fuck. What? Now I feel like I'm being. Who did he even wrestle? I don't even fucking remember. That's how. Jesus Christ!
Why am I spacing on it too now?
Holy Christ! All shits.
Yeah, let me look at my notes. Who did he face?
Oh my God!
I tuned out, man. I'm not gonna lie. Billy Gunn. It was Billy.
There
Gunn's
you go,
match.
Billy Gunn. Yeah. Like I don't know, man. It was wrestling, booking by numbers, wrestling by numbers. There was nothing really wrong with it. It was just, and I get what they're trying to do with the Nightmare Family and this new, faction. So like, it's not like it didn't make sense or anything. It was just like, here it is.
Yeah.
It
was probably the flattest segment. There was some weird stuff in here. One thing that was really like looking like it was going to be really awesome, but turned out extremely head scratching was that whole Elite tour bus getting rammed by the truck angle.
That was the ending of it was a little strange.
That was so crazy, like odd. Because I mean, we'll cover it now and then double back to it when we're running the whole show down. But the Elite have their own private tour bus,
which was dope, by the way. I was really into it.
Kind of like back when the DX bus.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And their Stone Cold was Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Now everybody in the Elite bus is cutting up, having the promos. Then you hear this horn interrupt them, and they multiple times say, "Look, we're live." They're trying to like power through it.
Kenny Omega's trying to get like super serious with him for a second, and that's when they start hearing the beeps, and he's like, "Yo, man, I can't take it. What the fuck? Can somebody go tell them to knock it the fuck off?" And then that's when we see Moxley and Kingston playing Twisted Metal for real or some shit.
Remember, this is a live segment, quote unquote.
Yes.
And
it was awkward. It was kind of awkward.
So they say, check it out. Kenny Omega just blindly just tells pretty much anybody in the bus, go check it out. Camera pans outside. It's Moxley, Eddie Kingston. They ram the side of the bus. Remember, this is all pretty much like one continuous shot, except for the one cut from inside to outside. And they come around, and the tour bus is empty, just like oddly empty. Yeah,
it was like, what? How did they just transport? What? Like,
the amount of time you would have seen people running off in the distance. They're in an open parking lot. You know what I mean? There's no like escape hatch tunnel.
I mean, that was a strange detail for sure.
Yeah.
That aside, though, I was into what the story that was trying to be told there, but that was awkward for sure.
Anytime you can drum up the old like Stone Cold destroying stuff days, driving monster trucks and destroying the DX bus with that concrete slab, those are always going to drum up cool feelings. This just had like a weird finish to it.
Oh yeah, there was well, and who better than to fill that role than fucking Moxley and Kingston too, like holy shit.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it was awkward. That detail was awkward.
Yeah. And then the only other awkward, although not really necessarily bad, but it does leave you wondering, it was the announcement in the beginning of the show that Blood and Guts on May 5th will be a 1-match event.
Yeah, strange.
A 2-hour program, assuming we get the 2 hours that we normally get.
Yeah.
How do we fill it? You have a match that arguably runs the length of the show. I saw a suggestion, cinematic match, or another one which seemed like to me the most plausible would be like the initial hour would be a lot of promo, almost like a pre-show to like a pay-per-view, and then on hour 2 we would get the Blood and Guts match, and it would take up all of hour 2.
I could easily, obviously this type of match could take an hour, no problem, I was almost thinking that if they wanted to extend the match a little, what would be kind of a cool idea is maybe make like pinfalls or submissions like eliminations until there was like one dude left. Do
we have the official Blood and Guts rules?
I don't know that, but that would extend that match probably quite a fucking bit. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see if I can find it. AEW. I remember thinking they posted it back when they first announced Blood and Guts last year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I remember the rules looking very convoluted. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, Blood and
Guts
rules.
It was basically the same as War Games.
So
NXT War Games.
Yeah, let's see here. Opening segment Ortiz. So this is a recap of the show from last year. When they announced Blood and Guts, but let's see. I know the rules were stated. Here we go.
Yeah, because there was. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, 2 men enter the ring for 5 minutes. Every 2 minutes, a participant enters. Match officially begins after all 10 have entered the cage. Okay, so you have 10 men. That means you have.
Yeah. Katie just put it in the chat too.
Yeah. So it'll take. You'll have 5 minutes of just two of them, and then it'll take another 16 minutes to get the rest of everybody in. So that's 21 minutes just to get the match started. However, this looks like it's first pinfall or submission wins it.
Yeah,
for their
so
team.
it is War Games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's War Games. It's exactly War Games.
Well, I was seeing if there was any difference, any difference.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that like I could see it like instead of having just the one pinfall or submission end the match,
make it
have it be like almost like a gauntlet match or something like that.
I like a good elimination match.
Yeah,
man.
I'd be into that. I could see how that could last 2 hours.
What's your favorite elimination style match?
I don't know. Shit.
You've got like Gauntlet. You've got Survivor Series. You got Fatal 4-Way eliminations.
Well, I mean, you could be a total mark and just say the Elimination Chamber.
No, that's a good one.
Because I mean, I like that a lot. Honestly, I really do. So, I mean,
I like mine have always been the Fatal 4-Way eliminations.
Yeah,
that's my favorite. You get a Fatal 4-Way, then you get like a triple threat, and then it comes down to the final two.
For sure. For sure.
Well, let's go ahead and run this show down, man. So we started off the night with, of course, the Blood and Guts announcement. We saw Hangman Page, who is currently 11-0, taking on Ricky Starks, who is 10-1, with the last 10 wins coming all straight. The story here is Ricky Starks is trying to take Hangman's number one contender spot. That number one rankings. During the match, we get Starks hurts his ankle. That kind of ends up being the story. At one point, he beats Hangman up for a powerbomb. I did not see that coming from Starks.
Oh, I didn't either. That was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole match was really good. How, Ricky Starks, Hangman Page, two of the young talents in AEW, they're going to be killing it, just one spot of many in this match. That was just nuts, But that power bomb though, holy shit.
Yeah. You know what I really liked about this match is it does what most wrestling fans say they want out of matches with big people, and they want to see other people getting elevated. I never really associated Ricky Starks as kind of like a main event guy, but then listening to commentary, how they put him over with Hangman Page and made him like essentially Hangman's equal, not no given. And I thought this match served that. And then the fact that you protect Starks by, potentially putting it on a bum ankle. Because it did come down to Hangman doing that reverse headlock takedown and then does like a bulldog choke combined with picking the ankle. And that's what forces Starks out of the match. But otherwise, I thought it did a good enough job to elevate Starks.
For sure.
Stock.
Oh, for sure. I would say for me, he should be absolutely, after that match, no question, competing for the TNT championship in the relative near future.
He'll have that belt. That TNT belt feels like it would work perfect for someone like Ricky Starks, man.
Oh my God. Him cutting promos every week with that belt would be dope as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would love it. I mean, I love Darby Allin, don't get me wrong, but holy shit, Ricky Starks would be dope.
Yeah, man. No, I'm here for it for sure. Taz did a really good job to put over Starks and then not be like overly obnoxious on commentary. Like Taz felt like everything he was saying was coming from a good place. He was acknowledging the damage that Starks was placing, but he was still putting him over and Hangman in the match. I really liked like the pocket that Taz found himself in his commentating style tonight. I thought that was just enough heel without like being obnoxious and annoying the piss out of me. Because I've said it in the past, man. If I'm too distracted by the commentary, then I can't stand them. But I thought it was pretty good.
No, I hear you though. Dudes like that can be super obnoxious. But man, when Taz is on the commentary, he's really, really, really good. To be perfectly honest with you, most of the time I'd rather hear him on commentary than I would hear him cutting promos and shit like that with Team Taz.
Oh, easily.
You know?
So, do you happen to watch Botchamania at any point?
No, I know I should because it sounds funny.
Him and Tony Schiavone, him and Excalibur, excuse me, commentate for AEW Dark.
Yeah,
and you can tell there's no script. They just cut up. Dude, Taz is either Taz is being one of the funniest guys on commentary, or Excalibur is making jokes at Taz's expense. He's like the butt of a lot of Excalibur's jokes, and it's just, oh my god. Every episode of Botchamania has like several clips of Taz and Excalibur cutting up on commentary, and it's an absolute gem.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
Is. The after the match, Taz cuts a promo on Hangman, telling him he needs to watch his back. This prompts Hook to hit him with a chop block. Brian Cage comes out, is about to powerbomb Hangman. Out comes the Dark Order, runs everybody off. Great opening match and segment.
Yep. Love to see the Dark Order still with Hangman's back. Love to see that.
Following that, we do get the reveal. The Elite have their own tour bus, their own private trailer, rather. And I thought it served them perfect. I mean, if they are... yeah, it's just weird. I don't know.
I like how they have Brandon Cutler as their like camera guy, and then like, what the hell was Michael Nakazawa doing? Like, what is he like?
So Nakazawa is like Kenny Omega's like kind of like unofficial like manager. Like, if you want an interview with Kenny, you have to like, it's like Nakazawa's like the receptionist.
Oh, okay.
You gotta go see Nakazawa first. You gotta sign in. Wait for Nakazawa to tell you you're ready. Yeah.
I knew that they were like friends or whatever. And he's been part of this. I just didn't know exactly what it was that he was doing. Yeah. Because he was just sitting there on a goddamn laptop the whole time in this.
Yeah, he kind of just plays like a receptionist role. Kenny.
All right.
Yeah, I know. They find little stuff for those guys, you know.
I like it though. I like it.
Yeah. It's all goofy. I like that Brandon Cutler. It gives him time. Like I said, this all stems from being the Elite. Like, you being the Elite, you have to, like I said, if you want a little more context for these characters, you get it on being the Elite. That's what I love about that show is, there's a lot of like stupid shit, and it really is like been lately a driving force to get the Dark Order over. But a lot of the Elite story roles, you get some good story beats there.
No, I know.
Yeah, I lecture you every week.
I know you do. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Penta takes on Trent. I love that the announcer's like, I just picked up on last week. There's a question mark after his name, and I just picked up on like commentary, and the ring announcer even says his name as a question. I love that.
Well, I can't remember if it was last Monday or the Monday before we were talking about that. And Katie told me that it was because he was in WWE before. Mm-hmm. And so the question mark is like he was paying homage to the fact that like he didn't know if he could keep his name.
Yeah. If that's true, that's fantastic.
That's the funniest shit in the world. I love it.
Oh, yeah, man. And no, actually, we found that out on Dynamite. Katie looked it up on Reddit while we were talking about it.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay,
yeah,
I knew.
Katie,
I knew
like
it was
I said, she's our
Katie.
Jamie on the podcast, man.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
There.
Fair enough.
I smoke too much weed.
It's all good. That's why I'm here. So
I remember finding that out and remember thinking that was awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Alex Abrahantes cuts a good promo before this match. The guys are having a decent match between them when, as the fight spills outside, Alex Abrahantes hops on the microphone and he says, "You suck." I think he says like Orange Cassidy sucks, and you know who sucks the most? Your mom, Sue. Boy, if you want heat, insulting Sue is one way to do it, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I must have missed that tiny little part because my fucking stupid Spectrum app like went out for a minute. So I changed the channel to rebuffer the channel or whatever. And then I forgot to change it back. And Ronnie, my girlfriend, she was like, "Why are you watching Law and Order? I thought wrestling was on." I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. So no, Abrihantes, he insults Trent's mom, Sue.
That's Jesus Christ.
Trent goes after him with a chair. As he gets in the ring, the ref grabs the chair. The ref's distracted. Alex hits him with the microphone, and then this allows Penta to pick up the win with the package pile driver. Which is good. It's good. We don't need Trent beating Pentagon like so soon after him coming back. Definitely give Penta those wins, man.
No, absolutely. And I want to see more of build towards a 6-man tag or a tag team match with these dudes anyway.
Just want the trios titles, man. Get those trios
that too,
going, man.
That too, but what I'm saying is to me, it's like it's cool for like heat and stuff like that. But yeah, Penta needed that win more than Trent. Trent got that huge moment at the Arcade Anarchy match or whatever, and Penta's been, quietly back. I think that this was like, his big coming out.
Yeah,
for real.
He came out and called out Cody Rhodes, only to lose, and then Cody to fuck off, man. Like,
basically,
did Cody really need to beat Penta?
No.
Could
you imagine if he'd have beaten Cody at that point? Holy shit.
His stock would be so much higher right now.
Yeah, and Cody could have fucked off anyway.
Exactly.
What difference would it have
made? Got the bum arm. He had the hurt arm. You had the story all lined up.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. Man. So, Pinnacle.
Holy shit.
Following the week of what's considered Jericho's like best promo ever. What were they calling it? What'd they call his promo? The
promo, I don't remember.
Yeah, they
there was some name for it though.
They just coined it, said that, they gave his like best promo. And then immediately went on to give MJF one of his best promos in the company, man. For one, he agrees that the scarf is out, and so it turns out Tully has given him like some silk scarf now. I guess that was neat. That was something. But I like what oh shit, I lost my spot. Here we go. I like what MJF went on to say. He told that Jericho, he said, "You surround yourself with B's to look like an A. You wrestle A's to not look like a B. But grading on you based on how many people you elevate, you get an F." And then he says, "You couldn't outsmart me." And then he hits him with probably the most scathing line ever. He says, "I'm not good for 25. When you were 25, you were curtain jerking on WCW Worldwide. I'm a top guy." And then hype us up for blood and guts, man. Fucking MJF, bro. He just scorches the earth with you, bro.
Don't fuck with MJF, man.
No, man.
Well, here's the thing is like both of those dudes are doing some of the best mic work, like maybe in the whole industry right now. Like, I don't even want them to have a match yet. Like, I just want them to talk shit to each other more. Like, because they're just like, it's just so good. Like, that was, oh my God. And then what we got later on from Jericho was like, I mean, maybe it wasn't as good as that or what he did last week, but it was still like really good shit, like.
Yeah, Jericho did come back, but tonight's promo belonged to MJF.
Oh my God.
To be honest, you really didn't even need the Inner Circle segment. You could have left the Pinnacle, because I mean, Inner Circle got a segment last week. We didn't get an immediate response, so I don't think it was needed, but I mean, it was still okay.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'll take like these guys warring promos. They can't miss.
No,
it's
no, they're some of the best promo people, I think, in pro wrestling right now. As far as that aspect of their game, they've always been incredible.
Well, that's what I mean. So, like, I mean, save the matches, have the matches on Dynamite, and then have the promos at the pay-per-view for these guys.
So, MJF did bring up a good point. In that how the people compliment him. He's so good for 25. How long do you think realistically people just stop giving the caveat for his age and just be like, this is a all around top talent?
I don't think it's gonna be long. Yeah, I can't imagine. He's the lead, essentially, like what would seem to be the de facto leader of the Pinnacle. And look at the other dudes in the Pinnacle right now. You know, I mean, sure, you know, Sean Spears is a bit of a wet blanket, you could argue, but like FTR is completely fucking legit. You know, Wardlow is like, you know, there's something else going on there that they've been teasing.
Yeah, Wardlow is definitely a dark horse. Like,
yeah,
once all these main event stories get done and wrap up, and then it's like Wardlow's turn a year or two from now, to break out.
Well, because I mean, they've been teasing that he may not like MJF as much as he claims or shows, you know, since Wardlow came
teased for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, over a year now. So, like, who knows what's going to happen with that? And I mean, of course, you know, Tully Blanchard's there too. So, but like, of all of those guys, MJF is getting the most mic time. You know, like, how can you stop putting that caveat in there? I mean, all of those guys, you know, I mean, Sean Spears isn't even a slouch. Like, he's consistent at the very least. You know what I mean?
High end journeyman.
Yes.
You know, he's never been like the top guy, but man, if he hasn't circled that status so many times.
Like if I was a young talent in MJF's position, I would love to have a guy like Sean Spears around me, you know, just to be like, you know, I've been there too, man, you know, don't make this mistake or that mistake or whatever, you know, because you know, maybe MJF, you know, he can learn from him.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's the one cool thing is, if MJF behind the scenes is like, he has to be like a sponge. You know what I mean? I don't think he's that arrogant. He really does have like a huge support system. Think about it. Like, look at like Randy Orton, what Evolution did for him, having Triple H and Ric Flair to his disposal. You know, and now you take MJF, who's got Chris Jericho, like you said, Sean Spears, FTR, all these insanely well-traveled people with varying degrees of different levels of success, ranging from main event to legend status. And he has all of that advice being tossed at him. Yeah, he's just set up for success.
He's in the best position that he could possibly be in. And it's up to him to deliver. And so far, he has, as far as I'm concerned, man.
Oh, man, without a shadow of a doubt. I give it 2 more years, and people won't give it, like, his age won't be a thing no more. 27 is young in relation to like WWE main roster, because they like their guys late 20s to mid 30s. Like, you look at people on the WWE roster, they'll refer to guys in their 30s as like a young up and comer. You know? But yeah, at like 27, you're not like quote unquote young anymore.
Well, and to your point too, I feel like that AEW does push the younger dudes a little bit more, because you look at dudes like Adam Page, he's only like 28, 29, and
I think Jungle Boy's only like 22, 23.
Yeah, and then Darby Allin's, you know, late 20s, 27, 28, somewhere in that neighborhood. You know, I mean, those are all dudes that, you know, they may not be in the top card right now, but they're certainly on TV more times than they're not on a weekly basis, you know?
No, I mean, AEW really is building the next generation of stars. Like, they're doing their damnedest to set up for success down the road. In my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what choice do they really have when you stop and think about it, especially with, you know, WWE having a monopoly on talent for what, almost 30 years, basically, you know? Well, maybe not quite that long, but certainly 20 years anyway, you know?
And they wrap up like people that have been on the indies for, you know, 10 plus years.
Yeah.
So AEW is picking up these like hot up and comers.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, building through the draft or free agency. And it feels like AEW is building through, the draft, and WWE just has the money to like keep them from signing any good free agents because they just hoard talent. Fucking WWE.
Well, one talent that got away was Ty Conti, and she had an insanely good match with Shida.
Mm-hmm.
You had these two. This is the first of the two title matches of the evening. Ty Conti being the number one contender for Shida's AEW Women's Championship. You see a lot of grappling and submission exchanges. Shida and Conti block each other's judo throws. Conti eventually hits it. And then Shida starts just viciously working over Ty Conti's back and a lot of back submissions.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, so at one point, the match spills outside. Shida hits a brainbuster on the floor. And then they get inside, and then Shida just starts working this vicious angle. She's smashing Conti's face into the mat. She's stomping her back. She's kicking her in the face while she's wrapped up on the ropes. She's choking her with the ropes.
It's vicious. Never seen Shida like that before, honestly.
And commentary was saying that is like we're finally seeing the side of Shida that everyone has wanted.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true that is. I mean, I've thought Shida was a great star already. To me, like this struck me because we saw a little bit of this, I think, in Shida's last match, but it wasn't nearly as profound.
No, this was definitely first time I've seen anything quite like this from her. And I hear what you mean too. Like I don't need this from Shida. I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad or wrong to have this kind of a side to yourself as a champion, because maybe you do need to dig down into that place to win a match or whatever. So I'm not, but like I didn't need it. Like I that was weird because you're right. Because commentary was putting that like everybody's wanted this. I'm like, no. I mean, no.
It's one thing. It's like, okay, cool. You're building Shida into a heel. However, after Shida's kicked out of a tie KO, she gets her own stuff in. I missed the finish. She hits backbreaker, and then she hits her knee strike for the win.
Yep.
And Katie says that she was even booed for her actions.
No shit.
So it'd be one thing like, okay, you're building Shida up as a heel to obviously have Ty Conti conquer her as the baby face, because Conti right now is a white hot baby face.
Oh yeah, no question. Yeah.
But after the match, Britt Baker emerges. And Baker is essentially now the number one contender because she's been, getting all these matches in on Dark and Dark Elevation. And a lot of people believe that Baker is going to be the one to dethrone Shida. So
wouldn't surprise me.
You're not going to have a heel versus heel dynamic. So it was kind of odd. Maybe they're just planting seeds for the future. Maybe they're just, maybe Shida loses, and then in order for Ty Conti to get a number one contenders match, she's got to go through Shida again, where Shida's fully heel or something. I don't know.
Who knows? But I mean, at the end of the day, like, I like that Tay Conti's getting some shine too, because holy shit, the work that she's doing right now is easily the best of her career. I'm into, Britt Baker getting that push too, because I mean, it was obvious that AEW loved her like before we all did, and she was probably going to be the face of that division, but now she's badass as one of my favorite women in wrestling right now. I'd love to see the belt on her. So like,
oh yeah, Britt Baker's amazing. Yeah. She's probably the most well fleshed out character in all of AEW as far as the women's division goes.
Easily. And I mean, I'll say it again and again and again. Most improved wrestler in AEW for sure.
Oh yeah, from
no question,
from debut to where she's at now. Yeah. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, it's crazy how much she was able to be elevated while she was out with, I think, of that ACL injury.
Yeah,
and she got all that TV time just to develop her character with no physical needed. It was like
sending
her
the
stock
notes
went
to
up
Shivani
so
and
high.
Shit.
She did more with that injury than people have done with like world title runs, as far as character development goes.
And she brought Rebel along with her too.
Yeah, fucking who saw that coming? Who saw Rebel being such a quintessential part of that whole thing? Rebel seemed like a joke that would be gone in like a couple weeks. And now she helps flesh out that character.
Yeah, like I don't want her to not be there. I want her to be there with Britt when she has a match.
Yeah, no, I'm here with that too. So following that, we got the Jericho promo here. I'm going to refer to these notes I got online to go through the basis of this promo. Says Hager offered straws after Jericho says Tyson punched Cash in the face. Says that he's going to need him to be drinking through straws, obviously. Santana says Pinnacle just knows bitch moves, dropping the B word and the shit and stuff.
In the shit
words and stuff, But then he says, Jericho comes out and he says, MJF talks, but has no conviction. He delivers his lines in his high school drama class. He doesn't feel what he's saying. He's singing show tunes on Rosie O'Donnell. I've never seen that. I keep hearing the hate. I have to look up MJF on Rosie O'Donnell show when we're done with this. I have to see the origins of this insult.
I do too, to be honest with you. I gotta think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, man. I bet it is. Jericho says he wrote a song about his jerk-off friend. He sings a bit of it. Also,
my jerk-off.
He says that new silk scarf, I washed my ass with it before Tully gave it to you. It's fun to make jokes about Pinnacle, but Blood and Guts May 5th is going to be a lesson in violence that you'll never forget. It says, what are the rules? A parlay. When two opposing teams discuss the rules, we're crazier than you know it. On May 5th, the inner circle will own your ass. It was, like I said, the promo I remember I was like only half as entertained as MJF's. And it didn't. It didn't quite feel like it was needed, but it's a promo. It's Chris Jericho. You want one of your top guys on TV almost every week anyway. So I get him out after. Katie says,
that's kind of the way that I felt about it, man. I'd rather listen to Jericho talk than see him wrestle sometimes anymore, to be perfectly honest with you. And when he's talking shit on MJF, I know MJF's going to have something to say about it.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
There you go. Katie says, don't give Hager a mic ever, please.
She's not wrong.
Oh, Katie also mentioned earlier that Baker was the first woman signed to AEW. I forgot all about that. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, she's right. Holy shit.
That was during one of their whole little events. They did like their live events where they were showing off signed talent and setting up like early stories and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
before Double or Nothing even happened, right?
Before what?
Before Double or Nothing, the first Double or Nothing.
Before they were even on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Before the pay-per-view, they were holding all those, not necessarily press conferences, but those like events in front of live crowds announcing everything they were doing. I want to go back and watch those now. Those events are going to be so, no pun intended, but so pinnacle, like of everything that we've seen, man. Okay. So QT Marshall versus Billy Gunn, the flat part of the whole show.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, the way that I feel about this, if I may, is that it worked, but like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Whatever. Two dudes that I don't give a shit about having a match that makes sense, but why?
We need to focus. Who are the stars in this feud?
Yeah.
We need to focus on who are the people we're trying to get over. If QT Marshall is the guy you're trying to get over, you're looking at this all wrong. It needs to be Anthony Ogogo.
Yep.
And what's his name? Oh God, with the Camarato. Those two guys need to get over. And then
100%.
From the Nightmare side of things, they don't really have anybody. They have just all their established guys. So you have Dustin Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, and then you have everybody else that they don't really give any shine to, like Billy Gunn and all of them. So the people you need to be getting over in this are, like I said, Anthony Ogogo and Camarato. I don't need QT Marshall having won like singles matches that are throwaway against Billy Gunn. I don't know, man. It just, like I said, I bet QT Marshall is great. He is just not. He's just not captivating. Like, nope. I love the guy to death as a human being. He's probably awesome, but dude is just not captivating on television.
No, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel bad about not liking him, because you're right. He does seem like a good guy.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like, no. And yeah, like, and it's like Billy Gunn. What the fuck do I care about Billy Gunn being in a match in 2021, man? Like, I love you, Billy Gunn, but no. You
could use Billy Gunn in like a fun way, but in this blood feud with QT Marshall, like, what? No. Like keep using Billy Gunn how he's been used for the last several years. Give him really fun throwback spots in battle royals.
Yeah, that's
Give him some cool little match with his son, or with his kids, similar to Ray and Dominic. Help him get over his own children.
Yeah. That would be cool. I don't want to see him in a one-on-one match, especially not with fucking QT Marshall. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, there wasn't really anything about this that had anything to chew on other than the fact that, Nightmare Family and whatever, I forgot even what they were called, that they're feuding. And like you said, we should be looking to get over Anthony Ogogo and the other dude that I forgot his name. And I mean, I think that they kind of did towards the end a little,
Yeah.
But like,
so the match, as the notes have it here, is QT hits a pile driver. Gunn goes for a famouser. QT evades it on the outside. With the ref distracted, Ogogo hits Billy Gunn in the gut, who vomits uncontrollably. Basically. And then QT brings him in for a diamond cutter and wins. And that was the match. And then afterwards, QT had a wooden chair, which you knew at that point. I was like, okay, this is obviously a gimmick spot. Like, something silly is going to happen with this chair. Dustin Rhodes.
Because how often does a guy even get a wooden goddamn chair anyway?
I don't know, man.
I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
I will say one thing. I think Dustin Rhodes missed his cue because, no pun intended, but QT Marshall stood there for a long time over a prone Billy Gunn before Dustin Rhodes came out. Remember, former tag team partners.
Yes.
And he comes out with a bull rope of all things. I wonder what kind of match we're going to get later.
Jesus Christ.
He beats up QT Marshall, and then at some point during all of this melee now, somebody hits Camarato over the head with the wooden chair, but of course Camarato, being built like a bull, doesn't even phase the man.
No sold it.
Yeah, completely. No sold the shit out of it, and then that was the segment.
Camarato looks like if Captain Lou Albano and Brody Lee had a child.
Yes. Like I said, I always say he looks like Captain Satan from Dragon Ball Z.
Also that. Oh my God, I forgot you said that. That's even closer. Jesus Christ.
Dude, spitting image of the guy.
Yeah.
Just give him a little bit more powerful of a mustache. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit more 80s mustache. And boom, it's done.
But good God, when he was making that face after Marshall hit him over that, holy shit. That's exactly what he looked like.
Oh man, yeah, he's a beast. Dude, he's such a beast. I love that hairy madman.
Oh yeah,
and we haven't even got like nothing from him yet. Like
nope.
I really wonder what he can really do, character and in ring wise, because his look is just so freaking badass. Like,
yep,
just all the hair, the brown afro, all the facial hair. He's built like an ox. I mean, he has such a look to him.
I'd love to see him and Miro beat each other up.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That would be awesome.
Match. Yeah.
Now, he looks like he would fit in beautifully in the golden age of wrestling, like back in the 80s.
Yep.
That dude, they would have strapped a belt on him.
Yesterday.
Yeah, dude. Like,
he would have been born with a belt on him, basically. Like, no, I mean, I hear what you mean, though. Like, he really does.
He would have won it at some fake tournament in Brazil. He would have just shown up with it, you know?
No, you're totally right. I mean, he does. He has that look of like just that big, burly badass. Like, you know, not a pretty boy at all, but like still like a beefcake somehow, you know, like that weird combination of all those things that every golden age wrestler had. He fucking has it, you know?
Yeah. Following that, we had the Elite Tour Bus whole segment where essentially, you know, Nick and Matt Jackson, they're inside talking that, you know, we're the guys that made Bullet Club in NJPW. Kenny Omega starts talking, but you can hear the car horn cutting him off. Callis says, like I said, Callis drops the famous line that we're live, pal. Everyone always likes to refer to, mocking Sid Vicious way back in the day. But we already mentioned it earlier. By the time they check it out, Mox and Kingston, they ram the trailer, they come around, pipe in tow, Elite's already gone.
Yep.
The chemistry, if you go back, honestly, the segment, I think my favorite part about it was just the chemistry between Mox and Kingston.
No question.
Ad-libbing between the two of them is gold every time, man.
I loved it. The one part he is like, Kingston's like, yo, they took their shoes with them, and Moxley's like, yo, I thought I told you to stop stealing people's shoes, and pushes them and shit. Yeah, like just little things like that. It was just so dope.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking over here at Jess playing this mountain biking game. She's killing it, man.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Yo, she's like skipping half the mountain. God damn. You out here finding all the shortcuts, Jess. Anyways, excuse me.
We are a wrestling podcast, folks.
I know.
Sometimes.
Katie in the chat says, she's like, I found that clip of MJF sing and I sent it to you guys in the group chat. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, good.
Thank you,
Katie.
We get the Christian and Brian Hobbs match. It is Brian Hobbs, right?
Powerhouse
Hobbs. Yeah, I'm trying to think of.
Wasn't it Will Hobbs? Will
Hobbs? Thank you. I knew it wasn't Brian. Damn it.
Brian Cage.
Maybe that's it. They're both just giants of men.
And they're both on Team Taz. What
if they were a tag team? Why haven't they tried that yet? Who knows? But
Powerhouse Cage. That's what they could call it.
So the match between Christian and Hobbs is essentially Hobbs is just mauls Christian. Christian gets like some offense in, but you look at the size of Hobbs compared to like Christian. Is Hobbs supposed to sell the strikes that Christian delivers? No, I'm not necessarily sure, but yeah, Christian ends up getting mauled for a lot of the match. As he should. We talked about this last week being kind of like a no-win situation for because we although we love Christian, Will Hobbs hasn't had any time to shine, and this is his first match on Dynamite in God knows how long, and you got to do the job for Christian, which is no insult, but it's like he looks like he's destined for bigger things.
Oh yeah, Will Hobbs. We're talking about dude from the last segment. I think he has big things written all over him, just like that guy, because he has like that look, that it factor look, in a different way.
Yeah, when he snarls, it like shows his teeth, man. That's a hell of a look, dude. It's a hell of a look he can give.
Scary. It's awesome.
But it ultimately they had to find a way to give Christian a win here. So it came down to Christian jumping on his back with a sleeper. Hobbs rams him into a top turnbuckle. But Christian's still able to manage to turn it into a kill switch that didn't look that good. Like I said, I love both the guys. The match should have never happened. I do get they kind of wrote themselves into a corner with having Christian immediately feud with Team Taz, and you're in the process of trying to build up Ricky Starks and Brian Cage. So, who's he going to put him against? Hook,
Yeah, no, I get it. But you know what, though? I feel like this did just as much for Hobbs, really, at the end of the day. Because, I mean, like, he made Christian Cage his bitch, like, the whole match, basically, and made one mistake. Essentially, that was the story of the match, as far as I'm concerned, So, like, I don't know. I wasn't really into it, like we had talked about last week for the same reasons. And, it didn't necessarily need to go down the way it did, but they did the best what they could. I felt like, because, I mean, you're not wrong. They did kind of write themselves into a corner, but it wasn't
terrible, but
it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's like where we see QT Marshall, where we're like, man, what a wasted spot. Somebody else could be going over. And then in the same breath, we see Will Hobbs, and you're like, man, that dude should be leading the factory or something. I don't know. You just want better things for the guy.
Yeah.
Team Taz really does look like a faction where there is no fall guy. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. Like, because let's face it, Hook's not like a member of the faction. Like, he's gonna have matches. Hook is there for decoration, while he learns. And then the three guys that are in the faction, none of them are like fall guys.
Hobbs, you could argue, but man, that sucks.
Even then, you're like, damn, you don't really look like a guy that should be eating pins. Nah.
If he's gonna eat pins from anybody, Christian ain't a bad one.
I mean, yeah. just let him get a win back or something. I just want good things for the man. I feel bad.
No,
I really
hear
like
you.
Hobbs, man. I really like the guy.
No, I hear you. I do too. And yeah, it does leave bad taste in my mouth too.
Yeah. Forgot to mention earlier in the evening, we got a promo from Miro. Miro saying that, essentially still, if you have gold around your waist, you better look out. He just hasn't determined which gold he wants to go after yet. And then we got Jade Cargill saying that she is the most sought after talent for a manager service, which I think is perfect. Yes. I think Cargill would benefit a lot from an experienced manager. I'm trying to think. Is there anybody currently on the roster that you think could manage Cargill? Like who?
Well, the two that they had in the promo with her were Matt Hardy and Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah.
And I feel like she would fit right in with Vicky Guerrero.
Vicky.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know what Matt could do for her.
I mean, he was just like, being the carny Matt Hardy guy, I could make you a star for a small fee. So, I could see maybe some kind of double cross storyline or something, maybe. But they already did that with Adam Page. Guerrero is the way to go.
I say a wild card and have Red Velvet do it. Red Velvet
could be interesting. Yeah,
showed she is a great talent. She's getting a lot of praise as like one of the best women on the roster, but she just doesn't have that strong of a spot. And I bet behind the scenes she could elevate Jade, and then on screen Jade's presence could elevate Red Velvet. Just a thought.
I could see that. But I mean, that would be a decent dark horse. But I think Vicky is the easy choice.
Vicky's especially an easy choice, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially with what she was doing before with Nyla Rose and shit. I could Jade Cargill just fits that vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that's the direction they go. If it's between Matt Hardy and fucking Vicky Guerrero, Jesus Christ.
No, yeah, if it's between those two, Jesus, yeah, you better pick Vicky. So we get to the main event, Darby Allin taking on Jungle Boy. What a hell of a banger this was.
Yes.
These are the types of Although it still kind of fell to some of that trope I've complained about, where where Darby eats a lot of his opponent's offense. I felt like his matchup with Jungle Boy just added like a really refreshing dynamic, where it's not some giant guy just throwing him around for 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I was going to mention that too. It felt a lot. Yeah, I mean, Darby Allin just got a lot fucking more offense in throughout the whole match, really. I mean, those dudes are, while Jungle Boy is a little bit bigger than Darby Allin, they're about the same size, you know? And it was just cool to see two smaller dudes, put on such a hard-hitting match, because you don't expect that.
They're two cruiserweights, but they don't put on the quote-unquote cruiserweight style match.
Right.
Yeah.
They're they strike. They're do a lot of striking, Yeah,
and Jungle Boy's got some good submissions in there. The snare trap is a badass submission. They showed him taking out a lot of people this year with that snare trap, and it almost worked on Darby. So you had a couple cool things in here. Darby hits a coffin drop on the apron onto Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy barely beats the 10 count. Luchasaurus had to help him to his feet. This prompts Sting to come out, and Sting and Luchasaurus to brawl to the backstage. Jungle Boy hits a brainbuster, does some forearm strikes to the back of the head, and then puts Darby in the snare trap. By the second time he had that snare trap in, part of me once again was like, Darby, we might see a title change. Yeah.
I thought so too, because I was like, I don't think Darby's gonna tap, but he might put him to sleep.
Yeah,
that's what I thought the second time too. Because the first time I was like, okay, he's gonna get to the fucking ropes. They're putting it over a little too much on commentary right now, is what I thought. And he did, but then I was like, holy shit, he transitioned right back into it. That was fucking dope. He's got this match.
Put him in a surfboard, got him into it. Darby ended up having to rake the eyes. Once again, your babyface champion having to kind of dip into a little heelish bag of tricks, but not nearly as profound as, say, like Shida was earlier in the night.
You know what, though? I like that stuff. I like that stuff a lot, because I don't think, everything I feel like is, on a spectrum, if you will. So sometimes I feel like as wrestling fans, we get a little too caught up on trying to place something as a face or a heel. And it's like, well, sometimes faces are going to do heel stuff, and sometimes heels are going to do face stuff, because, just the way it is.
You got to work in the gray area, man.
Yeah.
That's like any complex character. You can't have somebody who strictly resides on one moral side of the coin.
Yeah, and I think Darby Allin is a good example of that, because you can see him doing that kind of stuff as a face because of his size, and it's believable that he would dig to do something like that, because
what's his other option? You're about to tap out like everybody else, man.
Exactly. And what is that going to do? Make him look like a fucking wimp? And that's the last thing he wants to look like. He'd rather look like an asshole than a wimp, I would if I was a wrestler,
Yeah. Darby ends up getting it to that Last Supper pin that they have, where he kind of ties up the legs and does a bridging pin, which is
fucking actually awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man.
I like it a lot, man.
After the match, this is where the brawl broke out. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky come out. They attack. Page hit his ego's edge on Darby.
Jesus Christ almighty, too, man. How much height did Ethan Page get on that goddamn thing?
It was a little bit, man. It was a little bit.
Oh, my God.
Archer makes the save. And as Jake comes out, and then Sting comes out also with the baseball bat, and eventually gets everyone to run off. And then that was Dynamite. I found myself asking, who's gonna take the TNT title off of Darby Allin? It's got to be Miro. That is the match that gets Miro to that level where, okay, kid, you're used to everyone beating you down and overcoming it. here's the guy you can't take the beat down from and score like a fluke crucifix pin. It's got to be Miro.
I could see that. Although I'll tell you what, I was kind of thinking maybe it would be Lance Archer. Just because of, you know, what has been going on with him and Sting.
Yeah.
And of course, the fact that he was in the first TNT championship match with Cody Rhodes.
It's true.
And, you know, like we were talking about, you know, with the promo that Sting cut, putting him over like that, you know, maybe he would broker a deal, you know, but Miro would be dope too.
I feel like if you put Miro, there's no way you could have Darby beat him.
Yeah.
Miro has to be protected here on out. You gotta give the next, once you're ready to pull the trigger with Miro, you gotta give him a push. Maybe, who knows? It'll probably the next matchup will probably be Ethan Page, just because he hit that move.
Yeah.
Because he did hit it on Darby, right?
I believe. So.
Yeah, he did. He hit it on Darby. But yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, you guys, leave. Who do you think should beat Darby Allin for the TNT title? I'm more intrigued about that than what's going on with the AEW championship. By the way, Ed Freeze in the chat brought up a very good point in saying that we're about to have Omega and Rich Swann title versus title, and Omega appeared on Impact, but we got none of Rich Swann on AEW. They haven't done nothing with him on AEW TV, which feels like a huge miss.
Yeah, they definitely should have. I'm gonna watch that shit on Saturday, that pay-per-view. Mauro Ranallo is going to fucking be doing commentary for that match.
Mauro, man. Mama mia.
Come on.
Yes.
Worth it just for that, as far as I'm concerned. God damn it. That's gonna be fun as shit.
Mauro's fantastic, man. It'll give it like that big fight feel.
Yeah, for sure.
Basileo Army just hosted the stream for 2 viewers. Hey, thank you, Mr. Army.
Well, yeah, you're great.
Too bad we just wrapped it up.
Just about done.
Yeah. But man, that's our show, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. When Standing Streamer and Vanessa are back hosting the next episode of Putting You Over. Tune in to watch these two, man. It's always fun. The chat's always lively. They're always asking good questions. It's a very, very fun show to get involved with. Of course, join the Discord. If you ever want to be featured on Putting You Over, the Discord channel has a waiting room or on the line where you literally, if you want to chime in, a streamer will pull you on, man. You guys can talk about wrestling live on air. It's a lot of fun. I actually did it what was it? It was Saturday when we had the
Saturday.
The Jake Paul and Ben Askren boxing match. And streamer and felt like he was out of his element talking boxing and MMA, but that's one of my favorite fandoms. So he brought me in and I shed some light on the whole stuff. So yeah, man, tune in tomorrow for Putting You Over. It's always a fun watch.
Yup.
Yeah. And then everybody in the chat is just like, yeah, there's no way Rich Swann is winning. I completely agree.
I don't think so either.
It better not be some lame ass non-finish too. That's gonna be bullshit.
Also would be bullshit. Ooh, well, in that in the Elite promo, by the way, Callis or Don Impact guy was putting over that Kenny Omega was the not only the AEW champion but the AAA Mega champion or whatever the hell they're called.
AAA title. He beat Rey Fenix for it.
Yeah. So hey, man, maybe Omega will have 3 titles after Saturday.
Dude, he's just gonna be like Thanos, just collecting all the belts.
Yep, he'll be showing up at Roman Reigns' door next. You wait,
man. Dude, imagine wrestling world would lose their damn mind. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Until next time, y'all have a good one.
Peace.